This video is on writing and solving proportions. First, a little vocabulary and a review. A ratio essentially compares two numbers, 4/6, 2/3. These are ratios. A proportion helps find equivalent ratios. So a proportion sets two of these ratios equal to each other. 4/6 is equal to 2/3. So 4/6 and 2/3 are ratios. 4/6 is equal to 2/3 is a proportion. These ratios are what we call proportional. We want to talk about solving proportions. So what we're doing is we're looking for a missing number in one of these proportions. If we have two ratios that are equal to each other, one of the ratios has a variable and we're trying to fill in that variable. We're trying to fill in that missing information. One way to look at this is whatever math is being done to the known quantities, like 9 to 27 multiplication by 3, has to also be done to the unknown quantities because it has to be proportional. And for it to be proportional, it means the same thing has to be done to the denominators as is being done to the numerators. So if we're multiplying by 3 on the denominator, 9 to 27, we want to multiply by 3 on the numerators. 5 times 3 is 15, so 5 to 15. So the finished proportion would be 5/9 is equal to 15/27. The method I think we'll use the most is this cross product. So using algebra, we can do what's called a cross product, essentially taking the numbers and information that's diagonal to each other, in this case 7 and 16, 8 and r, and multiplying them by each other. So 7 times 16 is 112. 8 times r is 8r, so 8r equals 112. Then you see I canceled out the 8's, and I go down and I do 112 divided by 8, which is 14, so therefore r equals 14. If we wanted to check this with our other method, we could say, okay, go from 8 to 16, we're multiplying by 2, so we must do the same thing on top. Does that also come out to 14? It does, so that works. Here we check our work by using the cross product again. 8 times 14 is 112. 7 times 16 is 112. Good. This checks out. Here's another example. This time the unknown quantity is in the denominator. Now, I would say normally round to the nearest tenth, but also and preferably leave it as an improper fraction. Which is what I've done here. So if you get a decimal, round to nearest tenth, but if you can, leave it as a simplified improper fraction, which we've done here. So 9 times 15 is 135. 8 times w is 8w. So 8w equals 135. Again, divide both sides by 8. You get w equals 135 over 8. So that's how you do a cross product, and that's how you solve proportions. Remember, it's always preferable to leave it as an improper fraction for me.